So I'll now explain how digital ecosystem could help support these ventures. So inside the ecosystem, we will have regional groups, investors, and the landowners. Some can be outside of the system also. This ecosystem, that means they are all members of the co-op. There are some also users that are not members, but they visit the website. They have a limited interaction. The regional groups, they provide seasonal reports, interaction, and governance through social media, where investors can verify follow-up of the lands, of the projects, of their funding. The groups can put funding requests. The owners can put lease offers, and there can be a local market, for example, of wood or seasonal products, online learning, introductory course. There is a lot of courses online now with about agroforestry, so you can partnership with some of them, and forums, so the groups can ask questions, have experts from all over the world to comment and to give ideas. The investors would fund and get rewards. It would be really nice if we could have a governance system mediated by all the stack that we've been seeing now with these proposals, from currency, local currency, or blockchain, or smart contracts, or in case you don't have, like our situation right now, we can use crowdfunding, or and simple rewards, and also use for example, Open Collective for transactions. It's what I am about to start this year with the groups I'm working with. With the pandemic, we had to stop, but it's a possibility. But yeah, it would be really nice to be able to have a map and a survey of what was planted, and have, let's say, this investor finance 10% of the implementation of that project. And we sell online, we sell annual, let's say, corn, and he gets 10%. We sell in the future 5 years eucalyptus wood, he gets 10%. We sell in 20 years good native wood, he gets 10%. And of course, we won't cut all of the wood. We will leave wood for the forest, but yeah, we can also produce it. No, it's not impossible. It's actually good to the system, and it's about humans interacting with the forest. And it's not like protected forests that humans cannot go in, but no, instead it's forests that humans manage collective as a community, thinking about the next generations, not cutting it all. Yeah, of course, we must have a sustainable way of managing it. And it has to be supported by local legislation, local contracts, and the lease contracts also have to be done locally in every site. So now I will explain a little bit about these regional groups. Some of the possibilities that I envision are educational groups, like the one I say I am working with, but other is entrepreneur groups, like people that have a little more experience and want to propose a project for investing in returns, maybe ex-students or people, gardeners with experience, and investor groups that could invest, have a local responsible gardener that hires local labor to work, but not but not in a group of entrepreneurs, just as proposed by investors. It's also a possibility. There can be more, but these are the ones I can picture right now. So the educational groups will be formed by educator and students, all members of the co-op, and the educator is experienced gardener, so with a reputation, regional reputation, and he will be responsible for the lease contract and for submitting the project form of the agroforest. We might have a form to fill in the website, so we with the same methodology, so we can collect the data of every site in a proper way, not being too open that people put many different designs and it's difficult. So the typical alley cropping with rows of trees and the mid space with annual crops is pretty good. The educator will hold the contract in his name, and the students will share the costs. And it will be the ecosystem, the co-op would provide some initial support, even with the contracts or seedlings and seeds. And the duration, we suggest a short-term lease contract, 3 years, 2 years as educational supervision, and 1 year with the students on their own. I think it's a very good training, and after that people will be confident and ready for a professional venture. Here are some of the costs shared, the educator costs, the membership, the lease contract, the ecosystem establishment, seedlings, labor, machinery, meals. So yeah, we don't have to buy machinery, you can rent in a group and share the costs and share the production, keep the seeds for the next year. And Intrapreneur Groups, they formed by previous students or by regional gardeners, want to venture on their own, and they can set a long-term contract and apply for funding, partial, total funding. They also they will have the cost of membership, and the design must be approved by the local co-op. So, like I said, to try to keep a methodology that can be checked, can be tracked, can be studied in methodology, alley cropping. It's make a complex system, but simple to manage. And the funding, the shares, and the rewards would be transparent by blockchain, or if we don't have the technology, we can do it conventional crowdfunding campaigns. Like I said, investor groups, they are investors that will have a responsible garden, organizing the labor. The projects are provided by the co-op, and the costs of the project, local labor are funded by the investors. These projects, it's case-specific returns will be defined by contract. No members, they will interact, but with limited features. So, like, they can see some pictures, they can learn, maybe taking some online courses, but they are not allowed to enter some areas of the website ecosystem. So, in resume, investing in regional groups, by doing that, we will be supporting social ties, knowledge, and agroforest production in a long-lasting, tangible way, with concrete rewards for the community and the planet. And you can, for example, call your family, call a group of friends, start a group in your region, and count on the platform to find regional search and a land and educator to help kickstart it. So our next steps is we're looking for partners to start working on different sectors of this governance of this platform. For example, for the IT, how can we use blockchain or not? How the finances, it would be very helpful to have a proper currency, so people, have no money, want to be members, they could offer their hours and become members, the labor for the investors projects, and it's a very, very possible way and way to be autonomous from this fiat money system. We need help on communication, how to spread the word, how to work on social platforms, and also in the agricultural field and legislation, all these contracts, and in the educational field. So please get in touch if you want to be a part of it, and feel free to ask questions. Thanks a lot.